Are ya ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain.
I can't wait. You're the pirate. Can you introduce the video like that? It's very thematic.
Today we're doing a tier list with Exandyr, and we're doing it over being stuck on an island. Our categories today are builds a boat and sails back home, instincts kick in, survive until help arrives, become one with the island, barely survives until help arrives, loses fight with local wildlife, gives up and surrenders to fate, eats sand, cries until dehydrated and passes away, befriends a volleyball, and eats fish.
Yeah, you know, the prompt seemed like really good, and then we realized we have fishes. They can just swim. If they manage to get stuck on the island, that's really impressive, actually.
They beached themselves.
Starting with Tricky.
She's one that I don't know much about, but I feel like she's clever, right?
I feel like she's tricky. Boom! Get off the stage.
This guy stinks. Okay.
Kuro.
Is he gonna lose fight with local wildlife?
I feel like he would. I feel like he would lose fight with local wildlife if I had to take a guess. I feel like he would put up a fight, but he would not win. Gura.
Well, she is a fish, but I think
Will she
eats...
remember she's a fish?
No, I think she'll eat sand.
Gura, you could just swim away. Oh yeah, I forgot. Can't believe you do her dirty like that. Eat sand. Speaking of eating sand, no, I'm kidding. VTUBER would probably do fine.
Do you think she'd build a boat, or do you think her instincts would kick in?
I feel like her instincts would kick in. I don't know if she'd be crafty enough to like make a boat that could sail home, you know?
Yeah, I can agree with that. She's pretty witty and smart.
Dawn. I feel like she loses to the local wildlife.
Yeah, it's those cat instincts of hers.
Climbs tree, falls off tree, tries climbing tree again. It's not
that
really
the-
wildlife.
Is it the local wildlife?
Those trees, they be vicious.
Well, Bibu would just sink if she tried to swim, so...
I was, you know, as you were saying that, I was thinking like she could build a boat, but then she sinks the boat.
She is the anchor on the boat.
She's kind of tough, isn't she?
I think that she would just become one with the island. Be friends with volleyball. Starts talking to rocks. I mean...
Okay, fair. Well, she gets to add a volleyball to the collection. Sayu.
Sayu's literally gonna power down and die because he can't fucking do anything.
That sounds like gives up and surrenders to fate to me.
Although he might be able to barely survive until help arrives.
I feel like he wouldn't give up though. I feel like that's selling him short. I don't think he'd give up.
No, I don't think he'd give up. I think he just might run out of power.
He barely survives, but he does survive. Watson, may she rest in peace.
She's not dead.
And she's not eating sand. I don't think she'd cry either.
I think she'd be the one to build the boat, to be honest. She does
You
have
think
like all
she'd
those...
build a boat?
Yeah, I think she'd get off the island. Maybe not build a boat, but she'd definitely get off the island because of her timey-wimey skills.
She has like a million different versions of her, right? She
Yeah.
can just, she can just get all the animal ones and that could be your food. Buff Puff. I feel like she'd win against the local one.
I think she would. I was gonna say, I definitely think she'd be fighting the wildlife, but I think she'd win.
Yeah, instincts kick in, I guess. Buff Puff's instincts go crazy. When they find her, though, she's no longer human. Shy. You gotta help me out here.
He's one that I know very little of. He's somebody that I found recently. I think that he's gonna either lose fight with wildlife because he is a bunny.
We'll give him an honorable death. He fought with honor. Nerissa.
Okay. I feel like she'd barely survive until help arrives.
Maz is not fish. I feel like he wouldn't give up. I feel like he's resourceful. I feel like he could do it.
Yeah, I feel like he was very smart in a lot of subjects.
Okay, Fauna's easy.
Yeah.
Easy choice.
Comes the one with the island. This is my place now.
Is the island. Hime. I don't think she'd lose against no wildlife. Look at those claws. Ollie.
Well, she can't, like, lay down and accept her fate. She's already dead.
That would be a really long nap.
She becomes one with the island because zombie.
One way, I like that answer. One way or another, she is becoming one with that island. Calliope.
Calliope. I think probably maybe instincts kick in.
We got a robot, but this one doesn't run on batteries. He's fish. Do we want to put Omi with
Ollie
for same logic?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Again, Botan, she would win
Yes,
against wildlife.
She definitely would.
I don't know much about Sakura Miko, but I'm getting cries until dehydrates vibes.
Yes, that's pretty. She's a crybaby, so yes.
I don't know much, but I just get that vibe from that portrait. Louis.
Louis is smart and resourceful, but I feel like maybe she'd barely survive.
Cinder.
Cinder's losing to the wildlife.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kuro.
I was thinking who would survive better against animals, and I was like, who would probably win in a fight between the two of them? Dia Riku.
I think she might barely survive.
Ina.
Cries still dehydrated. No, I feel like she'd be resourceful. You know, honestly, I think she might be one of the ones to be like, become one with the island. She's gonna live there now.
We'll take it more literally than the other two. Dragon Spit. Does she win against local wildlife? Well, she is a dragon.
Is she a good dragon or a bad dragon?
Is she? Okay. I feel like she's barely surviving. Oh boy, fell.
Oh god. But I'm a fish. I'd probably forget I'm a fish, but I'm a fish.
Depends on what day it is. Is fish. Monarche. Wait, is fish. She is a fish. She goes above you. Numi.
Monarch.
Volleyball.
The bottom is atop of me.
Volleyball.
Yeah, Numi is a volleyball.
She's befriending a volleyball. Does she survive? Don't know. But the one thing's certain, she's going crazy. Crony.
Crony's building a boat.
Suise. She's surviving.
Yes, she is.
We got Booby.
I'd go with loses fight with local wildlife.
He puts up an okay fight. Good, just getting lower and lower by the minute. Man, well, she's already dead. But if she could die twice, where are we putting her?
Gives up and surrenders to her fate.
You really think she'd just be like, well, this is it?
Yeah, I think she'd be like, well, my time has been well spent. I'm just gonna lay here now.
Time to die a second time. Poor. Wait, Barry's bone and sand where?
I think she'd lose with the wildlife. Probably above Kuro.
Beck.
Yeah.
Kenji. Okay. No, for real.
She'd probably befriend a volleyball.
Dude, she's already friends with a volleyball, let's be honest. Kenji. Bao is fish.
Why am I at the end?
Elizabeth, nouns.
Maybe she is, like, she survives. Like, strongly
Like
survives.
here? Onigiri.
Okay, so hear me out. I'm thinking she becomes one with the island by...
I was also thinking that.
Lives there and then just starts cooking all the wildlife.
I think she could thrive. Beetle and Neuro.
I think they give up and surrender to fate.
Neuro would eat sand. It's funny. Kiara.
Kiara would get sunburned and she'd be turned into a cooked chicken.
I don't have an option for that. Loses fight with local wildlife.
Marine. I think she'd lose to local wildlife.
I'm the greatest pirate. Gets bodied instantly. Polka.
I feel like she'd do a volleyball.
Gigi.
Eating sand.
Eating more sand than Gerda. Gerda will eventually realize she can leave whenever she wants. Might take her a minute. Camellia. Haruka.
You know, somehow I feel like her instincts would kick in and she'd kick ass. Or she would become one with the island.
She'd become one with the island. Melody.
Cries until dehydrated and passes away.
Sorry, Mel. Rin Penrose. Sorry, Rin, but you are not surviving. You are either losing to the wildlife or giving up or you're befriending a volleyball. Those are the only three I see. Joel. Porcelain Maid.
I feel like he would definitely survive.
Rainho. She'd pick a fight and lose. Wawa, I remembered.
They are puppies.
Oh man, easy. 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 Tara.
She just eat everything and everybody that washes up.
Iris.
Half angel, half demon.
Is she half crybaby?
I think she'd lose to wildlife.
How well is she fighting?
At the bottom of the list.
Oh, really?
Bottom. Very bottom.
That's impressive. Jiminy Exandyr would also probably give up. Hobo. Okay, sand it is. Fruit. How much are we relying on our litchiness? Huntress. Either barely or loses. Probably loses. Better than Kuro. Iron Mouse. I mean, she's Satan, right? What about Kit? What about Kit?
I think that she would just give up and surrender. I think she'd wander around for a bit and then go, Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, fuck this. I'm done. Quinn.
I feel like he would lose to wildlife.
Shy Lily is also fish. Mume.
Mume is like a cryptid type owl, so I think that her instincts would kick in.
Saikuno. He's either giving up or losing. Well, we'll say he tries, but he does not try well. Cyber.
I think she barely survives.
OB Katy Cat. She also has a beast form.
Yeah, right
She has a
there.
beast form, but I think Buff Pup has a little more edge. She's surviving.
Eats sand.
Michi.
I think she might befriend a volleyball, actually. The thing in her head talks to her, right?
True. That thing already is kind of a volleyball, right? Ren. I feel like he would also fight Wildlife and lose. He'd do better than Rainho, though. Sanchez. I think she becomes one with the island. Bay.
I think Bae is losing. She's getting eaten by wildlife.
Laplos.
Lapis is dying. Probably eating sand.
Eating sand. But how much sand is she consuming? Vex. She's snake. She win in wildlife. I mean, she's a panther, right? Does she say, nah, I'd win, and then loses?
Yeah, I think that she's like she's more of a house cat.
Ah, yes, a house panther. Of course, that's silly of me. Shoto. Dude, I feel like he's just giving up. We'll say he does slightly better than Saikuno. Mary Weather. Haji. She's not giving up. She might be friend of volleyball. Cottontail. I know she's a bunny, but she is winning against that wildlife. He's kicking that wildlife's ass. I feel like she could make it. Same with Kason. I think Kason could do it. She's like a final boss. Shiori.
Shiori's surviving. She would build a boat and nobody would. Oh, she's an archiver. She knows everything.
She does read a lot of books, including boat books. Fifi.
Is dying to wildlife.
But how? I feel like she's scrappy. Nanato. Is she making it or is she not making it? Enya. Oh, she's crying. She hard crying. She crying worse than Mel. She's here. Ruby. Maybe she can do it. I think barely survives. I don't think she loses. She's also from the UK, so she got knife skills. Giga. She can build a boat. She's smart.
Giga's getting out of there.
She's building a boat. Vienna.
She's like a pro league player, right? So she ain't winning
Yeah,
anything.
because that's yeah. We'll give it to her. She barely survives. Zen. I mean, she's a robot, right? So like robot logic.
How funny would it be if she just lost to local wildlife?
Nah, she'd win.
I think
She got like a cyber sword and everything. She's fine.
I actually think she'd be an instincts kick in.
And well, they're not the same, so we shouldn't grade them the same.
No, I think Mokoko would eat sand.
So that's our island survival tier list for VTubers.
This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. I hope we can do more things like this in the future. This was a lot of fun. No, what? Okay.
No, I don't think I will.
Oh, okay. Be sure to go check out Exandyr as well. He also made a tier list that we did earlier. Okay, bye.
What the fuck was that noise? Sound like a squeaker toy.
Oh, so long. I guess Exandyr's just bad.
Uh-huh.
I guess he is.
I guess he's just bad.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. That's No, not again, not again, not again.
Run! Run! No!
Oh.
How do we let him win?
You
How?
so dramatically